So today we are going to start with API 1, API 2, that should be good, and API 3. Okay, let's see. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to make one thing clear. The product owner, you guys still need this part. If you did not do this, please complete this. Do not make any decision what need to be done. This was part of your job. I think we have covered this last week very well. And the how API works, we have done this as well. Those has been done, right? Those all are done last week. Good. So we will actually go to the second one. Where is the coming? Side bunny. Okay. So let's go to the second one. And this is the one. This is the one advanced is coming. View slide. And then you should be able to see the slide here. Okay. So we have covered the what is a Postman. It is a RESTful API testing tool of the client. There are so many testing tools in the market. Postman is one of them. And then Postman implementation will be covering the workspace. We'll be covering the collections environment. I think we have done the collection as well last week, how the collection is designed. We'll be covering the environment. We'll be covering the request. Request is done. Request means like whatever you get from the Swagger. That's the request. A request come from the user story. Okay. And if you have any question from the last week, you can ask before we start. Kanis, you said you have some questions. If anyone has question, you guys can ask, then we can start. This one will go today. This one and the second one.
I got a question about
Yes.
Swagger.
Yep.
So the Swagger is not a testing tool.
Swagger is not.
We are doing the Swagger just to get the idea of.
No, not the idea.
So-
Swagger is for the API specification tool. Swagger describe an API. What does it do? Because the API is developed. So let me give you an example. All the user story is managed in the Jira or the Agile ALM, right? So where will be all this? The API will be managed or the will be shown. Swagger is for that. Good. So Swagger is describing the API, what this API does, how to execute this API. It tells you that, like a try it out, right? So who actually access the API? Only the development team. Only the designated team member can access the API. Not everybody can access. Good. Okay, any other question? Everybody understand everything? Said, you good?
Yeah.
Rafi, you're good?
Yes.
And the remote people like on the call, you good?
Yes, we're
Do I
good.
need to understand this stuff?
Can you repeat again?
Do I need to understand this Postman stuff? I'm confused.
What happened?
I said, do I need to understand this stuff?
Yes, this has been clear very clearly. Yes.
No, the Postman thing. I mean, I did pay attention before, but it's all confusing.
No, how it is confusing to you? Faria, how it is confusing to you? When it was said that you don't need to do this.
No,
When
like
it
when
was-
on the workshop, when you're explaining.
I think
No.
You say it was super important. I think you say it was super important.
Yes, when it was said that it is not for you, I said it is super important. So this is important for you. How you will give the API to other people based on the user story. So please remember, using word confuse, very carefully use that word. Do not use this. If you're in a 3 hours meeting, listen the meeting again. People do not want to hear all the word we use. This is very clearly said. After today, then if you are not joining in a workshop, means you do not need to worry about the content. The moment you join, those content belongs to you. Because I said you do not need to do the test case, so you don't need to. You're fine. But this API you need to. This Swagger you need to. Fari, are you clear now? Fari, are you good?
Yes.
Faria, are you
Yes.
good?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, anyone else?
We're
Anyone
good.
else? Any other question on this? Then don't say like you did not. Fahmi, did you understand that?
Yeah, I understand. I was gonna say we can move on. No,
No. Did you do them, all of them yet?
no, not all of them.
Okay, so and you guys do not give any status update also. Okay, Pranta, you can take over from here. Thank you. Go through the Postman slide, then we continue.
Okay.
Yep.
So can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So let me open the slide. So we have in the last workshop, we have started on the Postman, right? So we saw that like how we can bring the information of the API from Swagger to the Postman. So as you know that Swagger is not a testing tools, it's just verifying that your API is working or not, and also the API specification tool. Yeah, I didn't share yet. Actually, I'm just going there. So I'm just recapping the things we have done in the last workshop. So you saw that from Swagger, then we did like in the Postman, that we bring the API into the Postman, then we started to do the manual testing, because that's the thing we have to do at the beginning, that we have to do the manual testing to understand the requirements, to understand the how this API works. Okay, and then you can actually move on for the automation. But before that, you have to do the manual test cases. You have to do a lot of positive test cases and the negative test cases. Okay, and the goal is to find the like loophole or the bugs, any issue that you can find from that API. Okay, because and obviously you will find that bug, you will find the bug or issue or whatever based on the requirement. Okay, like your requirement is saying that the user should be able to log in with email and the password or what is there registered. Okay, so you have to actually log in with the same information. So if it works for based on the requirements, it's fine. If it is not, then you have to actually find out that what is happening. Okay, what's the issue actually. Okay, anyway, so let me go to the slide, then I'm going to share my screen. Content, then slide. Software quality, then okay, by the way, I'm showing you from the admin panel, but you guys are good with the user panel, otherwise I have to change my program. So I'm trying to do yes from here. Okay. Okay, so this part is done, right? Anyone? Like we know about the what is the Postman. Do you have any question with this part? Anyone?
No, we don't. I mean, I don't.
Okay, that's
Well,
great. So yeah, everyone is quiet. So I think there is no question about the Postman. So still just for recapping that yeah, Postman is a tool, that by that tool you can do the API testing. Okay, and API testing means like you can do the testing, you can design for the automation, you can prepare the documentation, you can do a lot of things by the Postman. Okay, and yeah, then here we have like this is how you can implement. So first of all we created first of all we downloaded and installed the Postman, then okay, so it's not working for me. Okay, so then how to log in to Postman with Google. So we did this also. Okay, anyway, Yusha, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, can you please change my email to into the software quality and the August session?
Okay, yeah. Can you just send me your email? I'm in that panel, so I can just change it right away.
Okay, I'm sending you. Okay.
Okay, yeah, but
Then this is the what is Swagger. Swagger is just an API specification, web-based application where development team members learn the API specification and details based on a user history. So it's common that it's not like you mandatory that you will get the Swagger in every project. Okay, it could be there or it could not be there also. So like for the API specification, you may get the information from the document like the docs file or the Excel file or the Swagger, or like you, or maybe you will get the collection directly. Like your team will give you the collection, the link. So by that link, you have to import that into your Postman and you will get all the APIs. Okay. So by that, you can also do that. But yeah, if you get the API Swagger API specification, the tools, it's fine. Then you will get all the information there. Anyway, then this is just some request of the FFM, but we are not going to work with the FFM. We'll go work with the e-commerce application. So this is like what is workspace in Postman. So workspace is like if you break the word work is space, so that means you will get a space to do your work. Okay, so first of all, after downloading and installing the Postman on our machine, then after sign in, then first of all we create the workspace, because whatever I do in the Postman, I have to create a workspace there, right? I need a space to work, otherwise I cannot like do my work, right? So first of all we create a workspace from here. Okay, so you guys already know, but this is also, here is the implementation how we can create the workspace. And yeah, most of the time we give the name of the workspace like our project name, the project we are working, because in a single workspace we can store so many requests. Okay, so many collections, there is no limitation. Okay, so you can do a lot of works in a single workspace. Okay, then what is a collection? So collection is just like Postman collection are a group of saved requests you can organize into folders. Okay, so that means you have a lot of requests, and like instead of storing or instead of uh, keeping all the requests into your Postman directly, okay, you can just create a collection, and inside the collection you can keep your request. So by doing this, you can organize your collections, you can organize your all the requests. Okay, so like collection is like a hard drive. We can think in our every computer we have PC, and here we have like this is we call the hard drive, right? And in this drive we have the folders. See, here you can see that I have so many files here, and these files just I am just keeping all these files here. So if I need anything, I cannot find easily, right? But if I whatever inside my folder, I can easily find it. Okay, so this is the same thing you can do into the Postman also. Like if you keep all the collection of all the requests, sorry, all the requests here, it will be a little bit harder for you to find out that like let's just think about that you have done like so many positive testing, negative testing just here without creating any collection, without creating any folders. So just think about that. Like if you have 100 requests here, then you will not be able to find out any specific request, right?
It's just
So
easy.
instead of
Just
doing this,
organize your testing super
yes.
easily.
So instead of doing this, you can
Make,
create a collection and
make the features, then the user story goes with the folder structure. So that's the way you can make it things nicer.
yeah.
Then go back to the next one.
Would you mind repeating the whole thing again? How you organize the test cases?
So the way you do in the Agile ALM, you can do this. You have to do the same way here. Epic feature, user story, then the positive test case, negative test case. Good. Fatima, did you ask that? Kanis Fatima?
Yeah, but how we do it in Postman?
Yep, we have done it and we'll be doing it again. That's the
Okay.
last workshop I have done it.
Okay.
Did you watch the last workshop video?
Yeah.
Okay, so that has like the shown like how we create the positive, how we create the negative. Okay, let me share my screen, Pranto. So no, oh, by the way, if one workshop you miss, the second workshop you'll not understand. So make it clear. If somebody is thinking, well, I will understand the third workshop, suddenly it will not work. So come with the first workshop. Okay, so let's go see. Right, so we'll go implementation. Okay, let's see. So collection is your kind of the test plan. Test plan is based on the, as we said, you can organize by the epic, feature, user story, and then the positive testing, negative testing. That's the structure we'll be doing, go over again. Environment is like the staging environment, test environment, development environment, production environment. Where, so you will create the 4 environment, production you do not test it. So
In the test and
staging. Yep.
Sometimes in the development.
Yes, 2 things that needed. The requests are the same, but the test data has to be different. Remember, because the database are different. From the last week, the drawing. So that's the we'll be using the environment implementation and request. I think what the Swagger request was, that's the request. Okay, so then we'll be we have done this. The Postman, you will be logging with the Google and the Gmail password, everything else. And the Swagger tried out. And then we have so if you understand one application, you should be able to understand another application. How? Go back to the requirement, what did this requirement does in order to test the API. Make sense? If you go with the one application, the same application, and the another application, your start will be the same. Requirements, then the API. Can be Swagger or anywhere. The testing approach is the same. The application is the different. Good. So let's see this one. The Postman personal. We covered this, right? Last week. Personal, the team. Create collection, all this. So let's go ahead.